At number 15, we have a colossal fight between a sumo wrestler type guy who is actually The Rock's granddad.
Wow, so good.
This is the fight at the Osato Chemicals plant. He gets the mask on and to manage to get there, pretends to be unconscious.
Good evening.
It's just an incredibly physical fight with objects being thrown around. The hardest guy ever.
The spats are outrageous, aren't they? You know, seeing them like the little white shoes going everywhere is so nice to watch. Also, the trench coat and spats is a really interesting look for Bond, I think.
Yeah.
Quite unwieldy in a fight like this, you know, where every move is totally critical. It's funny, I want to say the word grubby and desperate, you know, like as in the moves, I mean, you know, like people slipping and, you know, it's quite unclean. They're sliding everywhere. You know, you can see like things getting ripped and it's brilliant, but it never goes over to a certain point of overt violence or anything like that, or you know, no one's sweating or anything as uncouth as that. It's like a proper 60s movie fight, like a proper dust up between two, you know, and like it's choreographed so well. But isn't it great? You can see everything, and you can see how great the set is. The camera at times is totally static. You can see like that when they're getting bashed into walls and thrown about and all that kind of stuff, sometimes going through walls as well. You can see just where everything is. And because you can follow it, you can invest that much easier in it.
The standout is the him picking up the settee and hitting with it because not only is it shows that obviously Connery when you see him he's as tall if not taller than his adversary, and just the fact that he's able to pick up a leather sofa and using it as a sort of ram, hitting it, and when that sofa hits his chest, the impact, it feels like an earthquake. You know, it's like this huge, it's like, boom. And for him to sort of like he brushes it off and it hits, and that is, I've never seen that in a film where someone picks up a sofa and hits someone with it, and then swipes his legs out from underneath him using it. It's absolutely incredible. Like this is what I'm kind of assuming if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming this is obviously Bob Simmons. So I think that I just love the idea of him turning up on the set and going, right, well, in the script it says they fight, right, well, here you are, pick up that pick up that leather sofa and see what we can do with that. And it's just incredible. It feels dangerous. It feels like anything can happen. It feels like you feel it. Like I say, like we were saying before, there's not blood. There's no kind of like, they say barely sweating, but that you feel the impact. When he hits the ground, he gets hit by the sofa. When he gets thrown through it, you just absolutely feel it. Just really well shot. You know, knows when to take a wide shot, so you know exactly we've moved. So now this is what's happening. Here's you get a bit closer for this and that. I think it really does stand up. You know, we often talk about obviously From Russia with Love is like the high mark in fights, but I think this is for such a short scene, it is a hell of a fight.
Ken Adams giving you this unbelievable set that looks amazing. I'd forgotten there was two rooms, and of course you get flow ripped through that snatch. It looks so good, but because he's got a big space to deal with here. You know, you have your claustrophobic fights, which are brilliant. You've got an open space, but that means they can wield these huge items and use the furniture, which of course ultimately Bond uses as his weapon to try and beat this guy.
I suppose your initial understanding of a fight is punches. If you're gonna have if two people are gonna have a fight, it's gonna be kicking and punching, kicking and punching, and kicking and punching. But this demonstrates all the other ways that you can try and defeat somebody using sofas, using, ornaments. It's like, right, so a fight isn't just kicking and punching, it's about beating, it's about being clever, it's about finding objects. And I think that's so good. So when Chris talked about the sofa there, it's like, wow, what an idea. I wouldn't have thought that you could do that. Like this is a new idea. And I think this fight perfectly walks that balance between being well planned, choreographed, showing you things that you've never seen before, and yet it feels real and realistic. It doesn't go to the lengths of people doing spinning kicks in the air or anything like that. It's showing you things that you can do in a fight yourself, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
you can use furniture. It's showing you, it's giving you a new perspective on how to win, which is so good. And yeah, just that sofa and all the stuff that's used, the sound effects, the lack of music is just perfect. Rob talked about the slippy floor, and you feel that because there's no music, you can hear the sliding shoes and obviously the sliding sofa and everything. And I think part of that you don't see in the fight that leads into it is that it's been incredibly tense before this
Yeah.
moment in terms of sneaking around. Silence has been absolutely golden up until this point. Bond is tiptoeing around, sneaking around, trying not to raise any alarm. And then suddenly you're having a fight where there's so many sound effects, so many bangs and bumps. The silence has been broken by every punch and every rip and every tear. And you feel like, right, not only is his cover blown, but he could be in real danger here now as well. And it's that perfect balance between, Bond's going to win, but look at the size of this guy. How is he going to do it? It's an amazing fight. And it always excites me and blows me away when I see it when watching You Only Live Twice. And in fact, one more thing to mention: seeing it at the cinema
Yeah.
again for that sound design on the big screen, because obviously it's in a room or two rooms, as you say, Tom. But you do get some great wide shots of this Ken Adams set. The camera does come back and show you how they're trying to travel across the room, and sorry, I'm on one now. But also, what every good fight has, which I love, is obviously you've got intense moments, but then you've got a moment where they stop and they face each other and they're staring at each other, weighing each other up, a bit of an odd job way, kind of
Yeah.
floating around, a bit like in a boxing ring, like what's next? And I love it when you get those intervals in a fight. Yeah, I absolutely love it.
The location. It couldn't be in any other Bond film. Obviously the set, but the Japanese objects like samurai sword and like, obviously the statue, and then a huge tree in the middle of
Oh,
the
yeah.
room. But it's just so unique. A villain who's just in. This is relatively
Yeah.
early on in the film. A sumo wrestler. It's not silly where the Bond ends up having a sumo fight with him, but he's obviously a really big, capable guy, but he's not like the main henchman of the film or anything like that. He's just in this section, and yeah, I really like that because it means it stands out. It's memorable. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I loved that when the fight, and this is why the fight includes great writing. It's not just there for the sake of it as well, but it's utterly crucial in that it reveals the safe, and the safe
Yeah.
door just swings slightly open. So, like you've got story during the fight as well, because while, they clatter into the background, and again, the physical performances by both guys are so good. They're tumbling about all over the place. Crashing into things. Obviously, the stunt performers absolutely superb, but like a lot of good Bond fights, there's a very satisfying finale to it. Not just with the welly on the back of the head with the statue, but with the cheers. With the Siamese vodka.
Yeah.
Cheers. Siamese vodka.